crisscrossed, the bottoms of the feet together, whatever feels better. I'm gonna sit in butterfly, whichever one is better for you. We're gonna do a couple wrist circles really quick. I'm warming up the joints. Switching sides, rolling the other way. And we're gonna touch fingers, so we're gonna put hands out, bring the pinkies to the thumbs, changing fingers all the way down. Just kind of loosening up the hands a little bit. And some finger flicks. Opening and closing the hands. Whenever you're ready, we're going to sit up tall, sitting cross-legged. Just start to roll the neck, rolling one ear to the shoulder, around to the other side. Try to make sure you keep the shoulders down here. If you need a little bit of help, you can sit on the hands to pull the shoulders down. Moving real slow here, just back and forth. Not making a full circle quite yet. Start to roll the neck forward. Bring the chin to the chest, ear to one shoulder, changing to the other side. Again, slow motion here, just rolling side to side. Start to make full circles. We're just going to do a couple on each side. Change direction. On an inhale, we're going to bring both arms up overhead, looking forward. Lifting the shoulders, lifting the spine, pushing the hips down into the mat, lengthening as much as possible. And exhale, we're going to bring the palms together. We're going to bring them to the back of the head, top of the neck. We're going to drop the head back, laying the head into the hands, just cradling here. You'll feel this in different places, depending on how wide your elbows are. If you have your elbows out wider, you'll feel it more in the shoulders, through the chest. The elbows are closer together, you feel it more in the back of the arms. Take a couple breaths here. One more inhale. And exhale, we're going to keep the hands right there. We're going to bring the chin into the chest, pushing just slightly on the back of the head. I feel a little bit of a pull all down the spine. Inhale, we'll start to look back up towards the ceiling, cradling the head in the hands. Exhale, bring the chin into the chest, pushing the head just slightly. And inhale, we're gonna look up towards the middle, just straight ahead. And release the arms. Start to roll the shoulders back. Slow movement here. One more time, rolling back. And we'll start to rotate forward now. Are you ready? Next inhale, we're gonna bring the hands together behind the back, clasping fingers. You can start to turn the hands upside down so the palms be in towards the mat, just like this. Behind you. Lifting the chest, maybe you lift the chin just a little bit to open the throat. Looking up for just a few breaths here. Inhale. And exhale, start to bring the arms around to the front. I'm gonna go right arm under left. We're gonna do a small twist here. You can bring the palms, back of the palms together, or you can try to bring palms all the way around. Really pushing through the shoulder blades, opening the back. If you want to take this a step further, you can use the hands, reach for the top of the head, leaning the chin into the chest. Show you what that looks like inside. So bringing arms one over the other, crossing, and just bringing the head down. Next inhale, we'll start to look up. You can release the arms. Maybe shake it out a little bit if you need. Next breath, left arm is going to go under right arm. Twisting arms just like this, or back of hands together. Again, if you need a little bit more, chin. Maybe bring the hands to the top of the head. One more inhale. And exhale, you can release that. Turn back towards you. Right. Next inhale, we're going to go right arm up overhead. Left arm will come down to the mat. Lifting up through the right side body. And next inhale, we'll start to come back up. Arms can meet at the top. And exhale, we're going to lean to the right side. Right hand will come down, move the elbow reaches the floor, left arm overhead. Lifting through the left side body, feeling that all through the ribs. Inhale, we're gonna come back up. Both arms can come up overhead. And exhale, release. Shake it out if you need. I'm gonna inhale, sitting up tall. I'm gonna do a couple of rib circles. We're gonna bring front of the ribs around an imaginary hula hoop here. Trying to disconnect the ribs from the hips, trying to use the lower back and hips as little as possible. Moving through the ribs and the shoulders. Next inhale, we'll change direction. Inhale, we'll sit up tall one more time. And this time we'll do big circles all the way around. So you'll lean in with the chest, using the lower back canal, making big circles. Next inhale, start to change direction. This is really good if you feel a lot of pressure in the lower back. If you have a tight lower back. One more this side. And inhale, we'll sit up tall. Start to bring the bottoms of the feet together into butterfly. You can flap your wings here. You can rock a little bit from side to side if you'd like. That massages the muscles out on the floor. Or if you'd like, you can start to lean into the toes, leading with the chest, keeping the back as flat and straight as possible. One more breath here. Any movement that feels good, last chance to do that. And inhale, we'll come back up. Sitting up tall, we're going to extend the right leg out to the side. Left foot will stay here in the middle. We're going to inhale, both arms come up overhead over. Really tall, stretching the spine. And then on the exhale, we're going to lay over that right leg. Right as far as we can. Maybe that's the knee, the calf, the ankle. Maybe you can get all the way down to the toes. If you're at home, you can use a pillow or a blanket to lay on right here. Just kind of easing into that stretch. Next inhale, start to walk back up the legs. Straightening the spine, bringing the right leg back into the middle. Maybe flap the wings one more time. Forth, whatever feels good. Whenever you're ready, we're going to extend the left leg out. Inhale, arms up overhead, up tall. And exhale, leaning over the left leg, stretching as far as you can. Wherever that is, it's fine. Honor your practice. Next, inhale, start to walk back up the legs, slowly lifting chest. And start getting that leg back into the middle. One more time, flap the wings, rock back and forth. Feels good. Whenever you're ready, we're going to come to the side. And over, we're going to come to all fours. Untuck the toes here, letting the tops of the feet flat on the mat. The wrists will be right under the shoulders, the knees right under the hips. I'm going to start with some circles around the wrist. Just leaning into it, changing where the weight is. Just a couple circles. Changing direction. We're going to come back to the middle, reset the hands if you need to. We're going to do a set of cat-cow. So we're going to inhale, we're going to lift the gaze, lift the chin. Belly button will come down towards the mat. Slight back bend. On an exhale, we're going to bring the belly button in towards the spine, arching the back, pushing all the air out with the belly button. We're going to really push through the hands to the shoulders. And inhale, rounding back. Belly button comes down, gaze goes up. Exhale, pushing the back, bring the belly button in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. On the next inhale, we'll just come to flat back here. On the exhale, start to walk the hands forward into a puppy pose, coming down, bringing the chest as close to the floor as we can. Might not actually be touching the floor, and that's perfectly fine. Inhale, we're going to start to lift the chest, walk the hands back up. Come back to all fours. Next inhale, we're going to lift the right hand, coming all the way up overhead, small twist here. And exhale, we're going to dive through with that right hand, bringing that right shoulder to the floor, bring the ear down. The left hand can reach towards the front of the mat, or maybe you rest it on the lower back. So to bring the left hand back down towards the face, using that as a support. We'll inhale, bring that right arm all the way back up. And exhale back to the floor. Inhale, left arm is going to come up overhead. Exhale, left arm comes under the right, bring that shoulder to the floor, ear to the floor. Right hand can go towards the front of the mat, or maybe you rest it on the lower back. Right hand can start to come back down towards the face, support. Next inhale, left arm will come all the way back up. And exhale, come back down to the floor. I'm gonna tuck the toes under here. Just gonna sit back, walking up slowly into a seated position over the feet. Make sure we tuck the pinky toes under. Make sure all the toes have contact with the floor. I'm just gonna take a couple breaths here as we stretch out the bottoms of the feet. And start to move the weight around by bringing the knees out to the side. The further out the knees, the further out on the feet, you'll feel it. Just get a good stretch on the outer toes of the feet. Just lean forward, walking back to all fours. You can untuck the toes. So for the next thing, I want to give you a couple options of how to do it. So we're going to do a frog pose. I'm going to lean towards you first. So for a frog, you want to bring the knees out to the side, just walking slowly. Bring the knees further out until you're close to the floor, your hips are close to the floor. You just want to open the hips to the floor as much as possible. So that's your first option. Side. Slowly walking the knees open. Bring the elbows down and then move the legs. So that's frog. And if that is a bit much for the hips, you can always lay on the floor, maybe use a pillow for support. Bring one leg up at a time. Try to bring the knee right where the hip is at. And just open that hip to the floor. Either variation is good. I'll give you a few breaths here. Do whichever feels better to you. Start to switch sides if you're laying on the floor. We'll start to make our way up on the next breath. Moving back through to a seated position. So from there, we're just going to come to a bound angle. So we're going to do that butterfly with our feet. Bottoms of the feet will come together. And you can start to lay back on the floor. Letting the hips fall open here. If you need a little bit of support, you can always use a pillow or a blanket to go under, or you can use the hands under the thighs. We'll start to bring the knees into the middle, knees together, feet on the mat. Are you ready? We're going to bring the right foot over, resting the ankle on the left thigh. If you flex that foot, bring the toes up towards the ceiling to protect the knee joint. On the next inhale, we're going to pick up the left leg and start to bring that into the chest. Maybe you give the thigh a little bit of a pull. One more inhale. And exhale, we'll drop the left foot down to the floor first. And start to unravel, bringing the right foot back to the floor. Inhale, bringing the left leg over. Left ankle will be on the right thigh. Flexing the foot, putting the toes up towards the ceiling, protecting that knee joint. And inhale, start to bring those legs into the chest. Maybe give the thigh a pull. One more inhale. And exhale, start to drop the right foot down to the floor. And then unravel the left leg. Next inhale, we're going to bring both knees into the chest, give a little bit of a hug, wrap the arms around. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side, massaging the back muscles out on the floor. One more hug into the chest. Exhale, you can release the legs just a little bit. Bring the arms down to the side. We'll do some circles. So bring the knees around, drawing some circles around the hips. Keeping the lower back on the floor as much as possible. Keeping the core tight. Inhale, back to the middle. Then exhale, start to go the other direction. Last one. Inhale, knees back into the chest. Maybe rock side to side one more time. Whenever you're ready, we're going to send the right leg down to the floor, straightening all the way. Left leg will stay tucked into the chest. You give the ankle a couple rolls each direction. One more breath into the chest. On the exhale, we're going to send that left leg over the right side of the body for a twist. The left arm goes behind you and you look over the fingertips. And inhale, start to roll back to the middle, bring that knee towards the chest. Exhale, you can drop that leg to the floor. Readjust if you need. Inhale, we're going to bring that right knee into the chest. The left leg will be extended all the way to the floor. Inhale that knee in really close. And then exhale, we're going to bring that right knee over the left side of the body for a twist. Maybe the right arm goes out behind you. Look over the fingertips. And inhale, start to bring that knee back to the middle. Exhale, you can extend that leg all the way to the floor. Both legs move straight on the mat now. Arms can fall out to the side, palms facing upward. In a comfortable laying position. We're going to take a few moments here in Shavasana. Maybe you take this time to focus on your breath. You focus on the in and the out of the breath. Maybe you count the breaths. Maybe focus on the sensation of the breath, the way it feels coming in your nose, filling your chest and your belly. can also take this time to do a bit of a body scan, starting at the top of your head, trying to relax each muscle into the floor, breathing into each space. The mind has started to wander, you can start to bring it back to the breath, to the sensation. Maybe even focus on the sounds around you. Listen to the rain. And start to bring some awareness back to the body. Maybe start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Starting with very small movements, small motions. You sort of pick up the arms, pick up the wrists, roll on each side, rolling in each direction. You rock the feet back and forth. You start to pick up the legs, maybe rolling each ankle one at a time. Bring the feet up slowly. Start to stretch the arms up overhead. Moving a bit from side to side. Slowly waking up the body. Whenever you're ready, you can start to pick up the feet and bring the knees into the chest. One last time, maybe you rock a bit from side to side. Take as long as you need here. Whenever you're ready, we'll roll to one side. Get the knees in, using the arm as a pillow. Or maybe you bring an actual pillow under the head. Let's take one more breath together. One big inhale in through the nose. Filling the whole chest and the belly. And big exhale, sigh out of the mouth. Whenever you're ready, you can start to push yourself up, finish. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me, especially on this rainy afternoon.